Pasaremos ahora a la cuestión
We shall now turn
de Gibraltar.
to the question of Gibraltar.
El ministro principal de Gibraltar,
The
excelentísimo
Chief Minister
señor
of
Fabian
Gibraltar, His
Picardo,
Excellency
está presente en
Fabian
la
Raymond
sala y
Picardo
desea
is present
dirigirse a la
and
comisión.
wishes to address the committee.
Sugiero que la comisión invite al ministro
I suggest
principal
that the
a
committee
formular
invite the Chief
una
Minister to
declaración.
make a statement.
Así queda
It is so
acordado.
decided.
Invito al ministro principal de
I
Gibraltar a
invite
tomar
the Chief
asiento en la
Minister
mesa
of
de la
Gibraltar to
comisión.
take a seat at the committee's
Señor, tiene usted la
table.
palabra
Sir, you
durante
have
un
the
máximo de
floor
7
for up
minutos.
to 7 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, señor presidente, permítame felicitarle
Chairman,
por su
allow me
nombramiento como
to
presidente de
congratulate
esta
you on your
importante comisión.
appointment as chair
I hope
of this
that
important
under
committee.
your leadership we can forge a constructive working relationship and improve the committee's awareness of the position of the people of Gibraltar. I have traveled from Gibraltar to address you again this year as the elected voice of a proud, resilient, and democratic people, the people of Gibraltar, a separate and distinct people. We have appeared before this committee for the past 33 years. We come not to ask you for any favors, not to beg for recognition. The Charter does not require us to do that. We are here to demand recognition of what is ours by right, the right of self-determination, a right enshrined in Articles 1 and 55 of the UN Charter, a right reaffirmed in Resolution 1514, specifically in relation to the peoples of non-self-governing countries, a right that is non-negotiable, unconditional, not subject to the veto of any state, and certainly not suspended because of any historically ill-conceived sovereignty claims. We are listed as a non-self-governing territory before the Committee of 24, but we are not actually governed by others. We govern ourselves. We elect our leaders. We pass our laws. We shape our destiny. And yet, year after year, this committee and the Committee of 24 fail to act. You fail to recommend to the General Assembly our delisting from the list of non-self-governing territories. It is as if this committee fails to listen, fails to see us. Well, hear us now. See us now. See how we are developing and growing. See how we have emerged as a self-governing people in our own land. In 2006, we adopted a modern constitution that provides for our full self-government. Our constitution is founded on the principle that the people of Gibraltar freely and democratically determine their own political, economic, social, and cultural development. An echo of General Assembly Resolutions 1514 and 2625. We submitted to you our 2006 Constitution, but you do not tell us your criteria for delisting. In 2016, we voted overwhelmingly to remain in the European Union. And in 2025, on the 11th of June, we reached a historic agreement with the United Kingdom, the European Union, and Spain to govern our future relationship with the EU, a sovereignty-neutral framework that respects our sovereignty and our identity, an agreement that provides us unimpeded access into the EU Schengen area and customs union. This agreement is a triumph of diplomacy. It removes physical barriers, but it also builds bridges. It delivers mutual benefit for Gibraltarians and the people of the region around us. And most importantly, it respects the choices of the people of Gibraltar. His Majesty, King Felipe VI of Spain, in his address to the General Assembly just 2 weeks ago, referred not only to the population of the Campo de Gibraltar, but also, importantly, to that of Gibraltar as beneficiaries of this agreement. That reference marks a welcome shift in tone, one that acknowledges our role as legitimate stakeholders in shaping our future. We appreciate that historic acknowledgement. It affirms what we have always said, that genuine cooperation across borders must be built on mutual respect and recognition, not on denial or erasure. Yet Spain has continued to evoke resolutions which were adopted more than half a century ago, 60 years ago. Resolutions adopted here in the 1960s at the instigation of what the current Spanish government call a fascist regime. As a fruit of the murderous Franco regime, those resolutions are politically toxic for modern Spain. It is embarrassing to hear the representative of a modern, progressive Spain place reliance on them. And in any event, those resolutions are legally worthless. They do not override resolutions 1514 or 2625. They do not override the will of the Gibraltarians. Let me say it plainly. Spain ceded Gibraltar in perpetuity in 1713. That is a fact, not a matter of interpretation, a fact. It is in black and white in the Treaty of Utrecht. And it is the reality that the C-24 would see if they sent a visiting mission. No resolution of this assembly can change that. No diplomatic pressure can erase it. And no historical grievance can override our unquestionable legal right to self-determination. The Committee of 24's own working papers have acknowledged our democratic development and our repeated expressions of free will. Yet, despite this, Gibraltar remains listed as a non-self-governing territory. Why? Because this committee and the C-24 have failed to act. You have not expressed a view on our current constitution, despite our repeated requests that you should do so. You have not engaged with us to help us achieve delisting. You are failing to discharge your mandate. Because, Mr. Chairman, the time has come for this committee to recognize that the only legitimate path to Gibraltar's delisting is the one that reflects the freely and democratically expressed wishes of the Gibraltarians. Nothing else. Let me be clear, we are not anti-Spanish. We embrace cooperation with our Spanish neighbors, but we will not be subsumed, we will not be annexed, and we will not be silenced. We are not too small to matter. We are not too weak to be resolute in the positions that we take. We are not invisible to the world. We are the Gibraltarians, and we will never accept any future that is imposed on us. We will never accept any future being imposed on our land. We will only accept the future we choose, which we will freely determine. We are self-governing. It is nonsense to continue to describe us as non-self-governing. Our message is therefore as simple.
Doy las gracias al ministro principal.
I thank
¿Algún miembro de la comisión
Chief
desea formular alguna
Minister.
pregunta al ministro principal de
Does any
Gibraltar
member wish to ask a
o
question
hacer
to the Chief
alguna
Minister of
observación
Gibraltar
sobre su
or
declaración?
comment on his statement?
Escucharemos ahora a un peticionario
We
en
will now
relación con la
listen
cuestión de
to
Gibraltar.
one petitioner on the question
Invito
of
al señor
Gibraltar. I invite
Richard
Mr.
Buttigieg a tomar
Richard
asiento en la mesa
Buttigieg
de los
to take a seat
peticionarios.
at the
Señor,
petitioner's
tiene
table.
usted la
You
palabra.
have the floor, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and distinguished members of the committee. Thank you for the opportunity to address you once again as a self-determination for Gibraltar Group. I do so with pride, but also with concern that we must continue to repeat what should by now be beyond question, the right of our people to decide their own future. Gibraltar has exercised that right clearly and consistently for more than half a century. In 1967, our people voted overwhelmingly to remain under British sovereignty with institutions of self-government. Barely 44 votes out of more than 12,000 were cast for the alternative. The choice came at a price, yet from hardship came strength. The period helped forge the Gibraltarian identity we proudly call our own today. Decades later, nothing has changed in our resolve. In 2002, by almost unanimous vote, we reaffirmed our wish to remain British with greater self-government. Today, our younger generations are equally determined that Gibraltar's destiny must be shaped by the Gibraltarians themselves. We come before you not to ask for privilege, but for fairness. The Charter of the United Nations promises equal rights to nations large and small. The General Assembly has affirmed that all non-self-governing territories have the right to self-determination. Why then does Gibraltar remain on your list of colonies? What more must we do to be delisted? We have asked this committee the same question for years. We have invited you time and again to send a visiting mission to Gibraltar. None has come. Such a mission would allow you to see for yourselves the progress we have made, the high degree of self-government we enjoy, and the reality of our life in our unique community. If you believe we remain a colony, please explain why. If you accept that we have fulfilled the criteria for delisting, then take the steps your mandate requires. Silence and inaction cannot be the answer. Let me be clear, Gibraltar does not seek conflict or quarrel with anyone. We wish to live in harmony with our neighbours, to cooperate for regional prosperity and to build trust through dialogue. But harmony cannot be achieved by ignoring the voice of a people. Partnership cannot be built on the denial of rights. Some say Gibraltar is small, but dignity does not depend on size. Our children deserve the same rights as children born in larger nations. They deserve to know that international law protects their ability to choose their future. Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, the people of Gibraltar will never surrender the right to self-determination. We will never accept being treated as a bargaining chip. Gibraltar and the Gibraltarians are simply not interested in swapping one sovereignty for another. We are, and we shall remain, British Gibraltarians. So today we ask you not for sympathy, but for positive action. Show us all that the principles of the United Nations equally...
Doy las gracias al señor
I
Buttigieg.
thank Mr.
Pasaremos
Buttigieg.
ahora a la cuestión de
We
Guam.
will now turn to the question of